Like, he's a shield just for going off of numbers and what's being reported. I mean, that's what we all do. Like, buddy, what's the issue? What's the issue? He just doing his job. We just doing our jobs, baby. He's not like, we'll wait until the earnings report. Just calm down, man. Right? If it's doing numbers, it's doing numbers. You know, it can still be a shitty game, but it still do numbers, like the Minecraft movie.
Super Idol de Charo, don't make me do 10 by each for the.
Listen, chaps, I got work. I gotta leave for work very, very soon. So we on a timer with this bitch. So we gonna let this bitch play. Hopefully. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Luke Stevens, is still selling well 3 weeks after launch. And it's funny because there's like, oh yeah, that's pretty, yeah. Like people are actually like mad that the game is like possibly doing well, right? We don't have the numbers and shit, but from the players, right, that are actually playing the game, those are some pretty good players. Like, it's at least 1 million copies sold. You can say that, right? Like, Velgard barely did that. Shit. Fuck. But yeah, we're gonna let this shit play. There's like just a bunch of people who are just mad the game is possibly doing well. It's just like, Brody, if it's doing well, then, like, okay, like, why are you taking it that seriously? Like, there's motherfuckers in my comment section like, no, you get, like, guys, it's just a game. If it's doing well, it's doing well. Who the fuck cares, right? Of course, it's you know, it's a little bit of Ubi slop, but it's not like the worst game in the world. I'm not playing it for obvious reasons. I already stated why. Like, it's the same shit over and over again. I'm tired of that shit. No improvements, no innovation. Well, a couple, but not really significant innovations. Like, it's not keeping me in the game, and it's the same cycle pattern throughout all of the new games. So that's, yeah, not wasting my time. And plus, I got fucking Expedition 33. I got fucking Oblivion to play. I'm actually playing Avowed. It's not too bad. It's fine. It's fine. Just like those reviews. It's fine. But I stopped it because I'm playing Expedition 33 and Oblivion, obviously.
It's happened. What some said was nigh impossible. What some said could not be done has been done. AC Shadows. According to Circana, which is a data tracking firm, they follow like sales data, performance of entertainment stuff. It is apparently the best-selling game for 3 weeks in a row, and it is now the second best-selling game of the entire year, behind only Monster Hunter Wilds, which by itself
has been the best-selling. Wow. Here's the thing, there wasn't jack shit for 3 weeks. You gotta say, there wasn't jack shit for 3 weeks, right? You know, except for Monster Hunter. But, of course, Monster Hunter. But now you got fucking Expedition 33 and you got fucking Oblivion. So the player numbers and the sales are gonna go way down. But they had a good run because nothing else was out, you know? I was still playing KCD 2. I just finished that bitch, and that's why I went to Avowed, because I had nothing else to play except for I want to go back to Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. I mean, I can play that whenever, but like RPG wise, at fucking Avowed, and it's not too terrible. I mean, I'm somewhat interested in the story a little bit, and that's probably the main thing keeping me. But the combat's pretty cool, I guess. But everything else about it, like I came in not expecting too much.
Entire year behind only Monster Hunter Wilds, which
I want to know the numbers though.
Insane. I think they've already,
because they're flexing on this, but what are the fucking numbers?
Wilds, which is ridiculous. But that's Monster Hunter for you. But they apparently
Fake
are now,
news.
they've been number
about.
1 for 3 weeks in a row, and now they are the number 2 highest selling game, beating out games like KCD 2, Split Fiction, which also, you know, was, of course, highly reviewed.
Well, no, KCD 2 came out like early February 4th or some shit,
So
yeah,
they're doing well. You know, they're doing pretty well. So buckle up for the comment section of this stream clip, because I'm sure there's going to be people being like, actually,
exactly.
That doesn't mean it's... I get it. Okay, I get it. Here's the deal, okay? Assassin's Creed, as I said, even if it was like significantly worse than it ended up being, still would have sold pretty well. AC is huge. It just is. It just is. I mean, you don't have to love it. It just is a big franchise.
That's what I'm saying.
Gamers eat it up and play tons of it. They just do, okay?
You got the casual, that's the casual gamer game.
Like AC Valhalla, I really didn't like that game,
I
but
didn't
it
either.
sold gangbusters, okay? So pretty clearly, raw quality of the game does not directly translate to the financial performance. They're somewhat independent of each other. And in the case of AC Shadows, it's performed well. Now, well enough to save Ubisoft magically? No. I don't think there was a situation, though, where it could have. They, of course, announced the merger.
Just like the Minecraft movie. That's kind of right in a way. I mean, again, Assassin's Creed, I mean, it's a big franchise. It's just certain aspects of it which they don't address, you know, like 4 games in a row is actually insane. That's one of the only things holding the game back, right? Like, if that shit was fixed, I'd go back to playing the game, but, you know, it's not, and they don't fucking care.
Well, not quite merger, but basically the creation of a separate entity that they moved AC, Rainbow, and Far Cry into, and that separate entity now is partially owned by Tencent, and then the old entity is still owned by Ubisoft, but Ubisoft licenses out the IP to the new entity. It's complicated.
Dream Corridor
Played it in
donated
Japanese
$10
dub and I
through
enjoyed
Super
it.
Chat.
Oh,
Will
yeah.
this mean that YouTube content creators will stop using Steam database tracking as a barometer to judge if a game has players or not?
Yeah.
The world may never know.
I mean, I think as long as it's available as a tool, they will still use it. I'm honestly kind of surprised that that Steam.
It's the only thing we have.
For that.
It's literally like the only thing we have to like track numbers, because everyone else, like PlayStation, Xbox, and like their own like little launchers on PC, they don't have trackers like that. Steam is like the, you know, only way to track this shit, and it's only like one small part of the fucking diagram.
That data to be shared, because I'm not sure what, other than I guess knowing how many players are in live service games, so you know before you buy it if there's a player base, that can be really helpful.
True.
But I'm just surprised they open up that data, because it seems like it's used more often than not to like try to bash games as opposed to hype them up. But
yeah,
you know, sometimes it's used to hype them up, like Pal World, for example, popping off. Yeah. So I don't know. I think people will still use it as long as it's available. But it does show you that just because you can compare this player number to this player number concurrently on Steam doesn't tell you how well it's performing on the whole. It can give you an idea, maybe an impulse idea, but it doesn't tell you more broadly. Because I think, Dream Corridor is right. I think a huge chunk of AC games especially comes from console. I think AC Shadows was a successful launch for them on PC, launching on Steam, but I think a huge chunk of it is on console, for sure. With all of this, I mean, I think with AC Shadows, the goal was just to get it out there and make some money. And I do think AC Shadows will eventually turn a profit based on what I'm seeing here. This was not like these types of games for Ubisoft don't turn a profit day one. Typically games like this on this massive scale don't turn a profit day one. It might take a week, it might take 6 months. You never know. I think Alan Wake, just in the last few months, Alan Wake 2 turned a profit for the first time.
Oh,
it
wow.
took like 2 years
for
them to break even. It's crazy, but that's just how it works. Some of these games represent such major investments that it takes that long to actually break even.
I mean, that's true, though.
And then start making money. So for something like Assassin's Creed, if they're starting to break a profit or break even and turn a profit after 6 months, they're pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, if they have quote unquote 15 million players, right? Because I think I saw that post somewhere. Is it really 50 million? The last time I saw the little chart thing, I think it was like 4 or 5 million, right? It's at minimum 1 million copies sold, obviously. Like, I mean, you got motherfuckers on the little Ubisoft thing, but like, it's at least 1 million copies sold if we're just going off of those metrics.
And I'm guessing that's probably where they're going to land with this, especially with the first expansion and all of that.
Yeah, they're definitely.
It's been a solid success.
No matter how bad it is.
You can tell because in the new entity formed with Tencent, they did not leave AC out of it. They put AC and Rainbow and Far Cry. They put the franchises that they were most confident in, that they think will make them the most money, in that entity that Tencent invested in. You notice Tencent did not invest in Watch Dogs. Tencent did not invest in Just Dance or Beyond Good and Evil 2. They put that money into the entity comprised of the three big games.
Just Dance is pretty fucking huge, though.
And you don't have to like AC. You don't have to like Far Cry. I haven't played it since like
Just Dance 2016.
But they do make money.
But,
they just do. Rainbow especially.
Or really like 2017, 2018.
But dude, it's crazy. How much did AC cost to make? We don't know exactly.
Just Dance.
We can infer we can deduce, try to figure it out. Most likely it cost like somewhere between 300 and 400 million, maybe. I mean, maybe even less. It could have been between 200 and 350. We just don't know. It's
They
not
should
super
not be
clear,
spending as much.
but it still should.
They should not be.
Turn a profit pretty easily, I think, within 6 months or so.
Really?
Especially because a lot of people now are buying cosmetics.
I know. I mean, I've been hearing games be like 100 million, 200 million, these big AAA. They don't need to be, right? They don't. You see what, I forgot what Baldur's Gate 3 did, but that shit, I don't even think that was 100 mil, bro. I don't even think it was 100 mil. Expedition 33, playing that bitch, I got like 5 hours on it. Pretty damn good. Made by 30 people and some ex-Ubisoft devs, bro. It's pretty damn. It's one of my top games of the year. So, yeah, that's going to do well.
All the
I wonder what I really want to know the numbers on that shit, because I feel like they're going to make a lot. If it's really 30 people, they're going to make a lot of money, man.
And they're going to play the expansion and jump back into it. And so it's these games are big. There's a reason AC has been around for so long and why Ubisoft has poured so much money into them, and it's because it's one of the few things they do that really makes them a lot of money. But it's all the more remarkable looking at this information when you remember just how much crap they had to wade through while they were going through the marketing campaign of AC Shadows. The fact that it's it was on the top of the sales chart at all, much less for 3 weeks straight, and now is the second highest selling game of the year. That's just remarkable after all the stuff they had to deal with.
Really
it's pretty impressive. But it goes to show you, I think, a good lesson for most of us, which is that at the end of the day, it's just about the game. Like, if the game is solid and people think it looks fun, they'll buy it and play it.
Yeah.
It's not just about online discourse. It's not just about what Grums said.
It's
ultimately, hey, I think that looks really cool. Ooh, I think the graphics look cool. I want to try it. Ooh, I like how the weather effects look. I'll try it. That's ultimately what matters.
It's the perfect game for casual gamers.
Because it means the game is what determines it.
Casual gamers don't be on Twitter.
Outside forces like peer pressure from social media personalities, which is good. If you care about the games industry, it should be about the games, not about what influencers or media are saying. It's like, if the game is good, it'll do well.
It
if
depends,
the game is
right?
bad, it will do bad.
Because
like,
that was a random laugh. I'm trying to talk over them, so I got time to fucking post this shit today. But it depends, right? You got fucking Velguard, complete opposite of the reviews, which is actually crazy. I swear they paid everybody in the industry to give it a 9 out of 10, which is actually insane. That's why I believed it at first. I was like, if everyone is giving this fucking game over like a 8 out of 10, 9 out, like, gotta be good. But no, ain't no damn way, bro. Or maybe because they didn't play the first 3 games and they didn't understand, that they fucked up everything. So, yeah. So in a way, like, actual YouTubers were like, Maddie, I listen to Maddie a lot. We got the same fucking mindset. Maddie, Ackman, we got the same fucking RPG mindset. Everyone was just like, this ain't it, Chief,
Hopefully, that is ultimately what determines the success or failure of these things. And if you are somebody that wants the gaming industry to be healthy and performing well, you should be rooting for that and rooting for good games to do well and bad games to do poorly, because that's ultimately all you need to work with. I saw a comparison between Ghost of Tsushima and Shadows actually held its own. I mean, it's also funny because back when Ghost of Tsushima launched, you could go back and watch reviews and stuff. There were plenty of people that were saying that Ghost of Tsushima would be so much better if it wasn't like Far Cry, because it's basically Far Cry mixed with AC with a slower pace, and it works really well. I love Ghost of Tsushima.
I never played Far Cry.
But it was compared to Far Cry a lot when it launched. And now, all of a sudden, everybody stopped bringing that up because Far Cry is a Ubisoft game, and you can't praise a Ubisoft game, so you can't bring up those comparisons. Can't be like, Ghost of Tsushima is like Far Cry done really, really well. It's like, you can't even bring that up at all. It's just funny how the discourse kind of shifted. Let's see.
Exactly.
Sumaya, thank you for that super chat. Even on PC, Ubisoft Plus is a thing, and Ubisoft games were exclusively sold on Epic Games for a long time, so it's weird to use Steam numbers as the definitive metric here. Well, exactly, and a lot of people use Ubisoft Plus. A lot of people are playing on console, and it's also just the danger is looking at concurrent player counts to determine total players, because I've noticed some people just don't understand it. If you have 1,000 concurrent players, that does not mean that your game sold 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
It means at this moment, there are 1,000 players who have launched the game and are playing it. There could be 10,000 copies that have been sold, but only 1,000 players are playing at this moment. But some people just don't seem to understand that. It's like, this is just the current people that have launched the executable. I'll play it, or I'll buy a game, but I may not play it till the weekend or till Friday or whenever I have free time. That doesn't mean I didn't buy the game or I'm not
I ain't
playing
played
it. It just
Space
means I'm
Marine
not
yet, but I
currently in
bought that
concurrent
shit.
player count. But I've seen so many instances.
I keep forgetting that I bought Space Marine. It's just sitting like right up. I think it's still in my console though, like as a disc. But yeah, I bought that bitch. Completely forgot about it. Not that it's a bad game, but I guess I'll probably be playing at the same time I'm playing Doom in like a couple weeks. What does that come out in like 2 weeks? Yeah, I gotta get all these RPGs out the way, bro. They put out, and they fucking shadow dropped Oblivion, like, so I'm gonna be. I already got fucking Astrobot and Metaphor I gotta play on my brother's PS5 because he don't really be home, so, you know.
Of people.
I don't know, huge
like,
backlog,
wow,
bro.
This game only sold 1,000
backlog.
copies. It only has 1,000 players. It's like, no, that doesn't tell you that. You know, you got to look at other stuff to include it. Yeah, imagine people having jobs. Yeah. It's like, that's why weekend numbers can be so telling.
Yeah.
It's why you'll also look on SteamDB where you can look up like, what's an example?
Oblivion.
Like,
Well, I don't think it came out when he made this video.
If you pull this up.
Yeah, Oblivion had like 150,000 players, or 60,000 last time I saw it, like on the day of when it came out. I think it was like around 6, 7 p.m. when I checked. It's probably going to be a lot more. It'll probably be the same numbers. You know, because, you know, player numbers dip because you got to remember RPGs, right? I mean, you play it start to finish and you're done. Like, I mean, you can replay it, but, like, most people don't go back and do it like that, at least immediately, so.
160,000 in-game. Crazy numbers, right? But if you scroll down, you can also see owner estimations from different analytics firms that look at the overall data. They do a bunch of complicated math and try to figure out how many copies roughly they think have sold on that platform. Monster Hunter, yeah, all-time peak of 1.3 million.
Damn.
That's crazy, dude.
Holy shit.
And they're guessing just on PC. Like,
well, it's not superly rare, but because I remember Power World got like 2 million motherfuckers, you know. But it is one of the best,
it's probably
best
somewhere
launches.
around 5 to 5.5 million if you just average them. That's crazy. Just on PC. Just on PC.
Just on PC,
but
man.
You look at this, people go, wow, only 60,000 copies? It's like, no, dude, way more.
Exactly.
Granted, you could have looked back at the all-time peak, which was insane, but isn't it crazy that this game is sitting at basically 59%?
Why is it at, what's the issue?
Only 60% of reviews are positive out of 200,000, and it's still sold.
Yeah, it's
over 10 million copies. Can you imagine?
But what's the issue?
Shocking.
Why it's that low? That's lower than Velgard, bro. What the fuck?
They're giving away Monster Hunter Wilds with the purchase of AMD CPUs. Oh, interesting. I do wonder what the kickback is, because all of those things, they're not just giving away the game. They usually are getting a kickback from AMD. AMD gives them like $30 a copy. You know, it's like, and the numbers are always way more surprising than you would think. Yeah, I don't know. But going back to this, as Ackman says, it's a tragic day for all Assassin's Creed Shadows haters. Matt Piscatella, industry analyst, says, here's a fun one. AC Shadows has been the best-selling video game in the U.S. for each of its first 3 weeks in the market, according to Circana's retail tracking service. Dollar sales latest data through April 5th currently ranks number 2 year-to-date, trailing only Monster Hunter Wilds. And immediately you see the comments. That's so funny. I mean, big number doesn't usually take away from all the problems the game has. No one said that. We're just saying it sold well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, motherfuckers be getting mad. Like, but if it sold well, then it sold well. It still could be a shitty game, right? Like, I obviously have my fucking reasons for not playing that bitch, right? And playing other games that are better, like, at least like, immediately, right? Like a KCD 2 and fucking Expedition 33, right? But they just get so mad. Like, if it's selling well, then it's selling well, bro. Like, I mean, it's not complete dog shit like, you know, Velgard. Okay. I mean, Velgard, I played it through because I was a Dragon Age fan, okay? Like, I had to see it for my own eyes. But, you know, they just be getting so mad. Like, calm down, Brody. It's not life or death. Why are you so invested? Holy shit, man. God damn. Like, yeah, I wish the games were better too, but I mean, if it sells well, it sells well. I mean, you got a bunch of casual players who don't take it that seriously, right? Like, you know, a lot of this shit isn't make or break for them.
Like, that's it.
You know?
Ackman supporting a multi-billion-dollar corporation after releasing a shitty game. There have been no other games that have released as major titles except those two. You are just as bad as Grums, but on the opposite side of the spectrum.
What?
You took this as me supporting Ubisoft. Don't make me tap the sign. Twitter's the only place where well-articulated sentences still get misinterpreted. You can say, I like pancakes, and somebody will say, so you hate waffles?
Exactly.
No, bitch, that's a whole different sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking love
No, it's
that
literally
photo.
like, even in this stream clip, after all of this, you're going to see in the comments people being like, oh, so Luke's shilling for Ubisoft. I'm reading the data that it performed well, man. Like, cry more. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not making it
Yeah,
up,
what do you want us to do, bro?
But
Holy shit.
Like, so what you're saying is, no, bitch. Mr. White, no. I'm quoting Mr. Piscatella. It's just crazy, man.
The fuck
But
that accent.
it's why it's dangerous to hold to like certain dogma or accept things as true before there's evidence for it. It's why I say like everything's about skepticism, right? All skepticism is not accepting X until there is sufficient evidence for X. Some people though think that they can flip that and just be cynical and be like, no, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
That also has a burden of proof. For you to say that X game is going to flop or be bad or terrible, whatever, there's a burden of proof for that too. And data like this, because again, flop has a specific definition. Data like this would go against that thesis, you would think.
It ain't a flop.
You've changed, Luke.
Fortunately or
Yeah, you got
unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh.
Depends how you Ubisoft.
Just shaking head emoji. Yeah, very upset, very disappointed. I
Luke's
just
such
don't know,
a
man.
shill.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Like, he's just literally reading the data. This is what I did in my, like, we're reading the data. We're looking at the amount of players, like, what these motherfuckers, insiders are saying, you know, before everything gets released and shit. It looks good. Fortunately and or unfortunately. It just depends how you view Ubisoft. But for these numbers, it's not a flop from what I'm seeing, in my opinion, right? Like, it's at least doing better than Valkyrie. But it's not a flop. It's not a flop, right? Like, it's actually insane, right? Like, yeah, Ubisoft, shitty practices and stuff. Not the best games, but like, holy.
It's performing solidly well, whether or not it is like, I don't know, gonna push Ubisoft to chase more games of this similar style. I'm not sure, but I think they are happy with it. And I have spoken to people that work at Ubisoft too.
I'll wait too.
There's one person in particular I'm thinking of who works at Ubisoft and is a wonderful, wonderful person, but has, let's just say, lots of grievances, you know. And of course, I'm not going to name that person because I don't want them to get in trouble with their bosses. But we've all worked jobs where we're not thrilled with what the company we're working for is doing. And I talked to one person who was like that works at Ubisoft. And this person who's like quite frustrated with the direction of the company and everything said, oh, everybody's like pretty stoked about it. Internally, people are very pleased with how it's doing. So that's it. You know, if even they are like, yeah, no, actually everybody's like pretty pumped about it. There's actually like good morale in the studio for the first time in like 9 months. I mean, I think that says a good amount. Like it or hate it just means they'll continue to fund Hexe and future AC games, which is a good thing. Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't a flop. Is it like a crazy smash success on the level of Valhalla? No. But I don't think it was ever going to be that. So it seems to have outperformed. They thought it would do X. It did X plus 2. Valhalla did X plus 12, but still, they're happy with it.
I fucking hate Valhalla. I mean, again, like, I enjoyed the first, you know, like, 20 to 35 hours after that. Yeah, no. it was, I have to do a review for Valhalla, man. Oh my god, fuck. Wow, it was just too open world-ish. They just took you from the objective too many times. So anyways, I'm not gonna go on a rant. I got so much to say about that, but yeah, that's it. Or as you can see by the dislikes and shit, yeah. Yeah, 1.8, let's go. But yeah, I mean, exactly, like, this doesn't determine whether, the game is doing well or not. Like, the game, in my opinion, right, because Valhalla, to me, was like, honestly, it took me like 70 fucking hours, 76 some fucking hours to finish the game, but that's like a 6 out of 10 game. I mean, 6 out of 10 probably could be less, right? If I go into details of why I don't like it. The Assassin's Creed Shadows, yeah, I mean, that's another fucking, in my opinion, probably 6 out of 10, probably slightly better. I feel like it's a bit shorter than Valhalla. Valhalla was just like a fucking chore simulator after those fucking 30, 35 hours, 25 hours, whatever the fuck. It started getting tedious, so that's it. Just read a couple of comments real quick. Something is absent from this video. Actual sales numbers. That's true. But the player numbers. I actually wanted to see, like, did he say, like, an actual player number? I know that the last time I saw the player numbers, it was, like 5 million or some shit, right? But, we need sales numbers to really determine how it sold well. I think, their earnings reports, is it, like, next week or some shit? Isn't that when they disclose it? Sold 50 million in 3 weeks. Not 50 million though. What's the number? What's the exact numbers? Yeah, people just want the exact numbers. Yada yada. Can't wait for. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get it. Like, I need to play that bitch at like $20. I ain't paying any. I'm not paying more than $30 for the game. That's what I'm saying. If I play it at all. But yeah, the people, like, they want the sales number. They want the sales. You'll get the sales numbers soon, right? Like, we got a fucking earnings report, right? But when they're saying the player numbers, especially when they're shouting out on Twitter, Valgard they kind of pay. Yeah, they pay people. But I don't think them shouting out on Twitter and, like, keeping the post up, like, we got 5 million players and some bullshit. That's the last time I saw it. It was like weeks ago. So probably changed, but like I don't think they're lying, guys. Like, this is a big franchise. You got a bunch of casual players who are on Twitter or whatever the fuck 24/7. They don't know what's wrong with the game, especially the boomer players like my dad, but they just like games like that, like, even with like big issues with the game, right? Like, I rated Dragon's Dogma like a 6 out of 10, but some people gave it like a fucking 9 out of 10, right? It's just like certain things people don't like, certain things people like, it's just literally one of those games. It's just like Dragon's Dogma 2. It's just like Dragon's Dogma 2. So that's it. I gotta go to work. But yeah, hopefully we do get like the sales numbers and shit too, because I do like really I really want to know that ass. All they said in this release was make believe. I usually like Luke's takes, but he's very raw on this game making a profit. Well, nobody really knows except for, like, motherfuckers, insiders, like, oh, yeah, this turning a profit, so, I mean, we'll see, right? But, like, and motherfuckers, like, I really like Luke, but he's saying that it's doing well, but I don't think it, right? Like, it's just, nobody really knows, but, we're just taking the side of, like, the insiders and the people who, until we have the actual numbers. It's not like he likes the game, right? Because I don't like the game either. Fuck, right? Letting up her shit. But, yeah, Luke, I got your back, buddy. I got your... Why am I not subscribed? What the fuck? Or is it because this is live shit? Yeah. Luke, I got your back, buddy. I got your back. But, yeah, like, it's not, like, come on now, guys. Like, come on. Like, they're so mad, bro. Like, it's obviously, if you're getting all these insiders, right, I don't want to pull a Velgard, though, because Velgard, they paid those motherfuckers, but if the actual accounts are saying, like, thank you, and like, I'm thinking, like, they at least are turning positive, at least, and they wasted 400 mil, but probably plus 0.05 or some shit, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, overall, I don't really give a shit, because I'm playing fucking Expedition, I'm playing games that are better than this shit. I really don't care. I don't care, but a lot of people do care, which is actually it's funny though. But I'm really curious, because I've been like studying this shit for like years now, like fucking game players and the metrics and sales and shit. So I'm really curious how you know, how the numbers turn out. So we'll see. We'll see. But again, yeah, it's a fucking mid game, in my opinion. And I ain't playing that shit.
Shot at a black man and took his shoes. Customized my AR like a Black Ops 2. Just scammed a white kid out of some Gorilla Glue. I don't wanna fuck this bitch, she smell like poo poo.